Alright, hello everyone. Wanted to showcase a battle today. Not really, I suppose, for the battle in itself, but the battle was, I think, pretty good. So, that's why I'm kind of doing this over top of the battle. But it's kind of how the battle concludes. Is what I kind of wanted to talk about because it's just I won't I'll talk about it when I get to it, but it's kind of about some things I really don't like about Showdown and kind of the mentality that a lot of people have in Showdown. Um, you'll understand when you get to the end if you get that far. Even if you just want to watch the battle, I think the battle was pretty good, at least on my part. I think he made a bunch of mistakes, but I don't know. I think I played some pretty good plays, and it's pretty interesting to watch. So I'll start off. I'm on the other side, like I pretty much always am. He leads with Sneasel. I lead with Pelipper, like I pretty much always lead with. People really overestimate Sneasel in NU. So I take that knockoff very easily. I just take this time to roost. Zatu comes in. Zatu's whatever. I don't know if he's doubling or if he's surprised I had the roost, but he switches into Boufflant as I switch into Zwellius, which I guess is a pretty good play, and then he goes for Toxic on Seismitoad coming in, which is also pretty good, I guess, because it's a wall if he was expecting that. And it's pretty obvious that Zatu's coming in to block Stealth Rocks, because that's what Seismitoad like to carry. So I go into Magmortar because I carry the Thunderbolt, but he makes a good play, goes into Claydol. I really should have gone for Flamethrower. I thought Feraligatr could come in. Claydol gets the rocks up, not getting those up, so I'm going to defog them as quickly as possible. Boufflant comes back in. Boufflant is actually kind of scary, so I go back into Seismitoad. He reveals he has a sub now, and obviously he has normal stab, and if he has sub and toxic, he only has one other move, so there's a chance he has no way to touch Haunter. So he's behind a sub, so he's pretty much not going to switch out. So I take this as best opportunity to set up Stealth Rocks, and they really hurt his team. He's going to go into Sneasel now here, which I think was a really bad idea. He could have used Sneasel, but whatever. He just wanted a free switch into something. Um, Goes into Claydol. I do not want him getting the spin off, so I go straight into Haunter. He doesn't go for the spin, he just sets up his own rocks, so that's a pretty good call. I guess he's trying to let the Toxic bait out so he's free to spin, so I don't reset them up. I know he's not going to spin on Haunter, and I know he's probably going to want to spin, so I bring in Pelipper, so if he spins, I can defog and get a Scald on him. He doesn't go for the spin, he brings in Gator, which I think is kind of risky, risking the burn, and this is pretty much the reason I carry Air Slash for things like this, pretty much for Girder, but also for Feraligatr, so you can deals good damage to a Feraligatr. They can't just freely set up on you. So a bit disappointed I had to lose my Defogger, but Feraligatr is a huge threat. It's actually banned now, so that is very nice, but basically just puts it in, yeah, that crit totally mattered, by the way, actually. But basically puts it in range where I can kill it with Hariyama. So Zatu comes in. He's going to want a Psyshock, of course. That's why I have Zwellius. Very nice immunity to have in NU. And you can pretty much always predict the fairy types coming in because they resist your dual stabs, so they're pretty much always going to switch in. So I make a nice double here into Magmortar. He's leftovers, so I pretty much know I'm going to be able to take him out because he's not Assault Vest. He makes the risky play staying in, I guess, thinking maybe I'm Scarfed and going for Earthquake. But, of course, I'm Specs, and that's going to easily just kill him straight up. So, obviously, the battle there was pretty much over. Easily could have saved his Grand Bullet, but he didn't really have a very good switch into Magmortar anyway, so that switch pretty much won me the game, but the thing is, he still had 4 Pokemon left. Well, I guess after he lost Gramble, he only had 3 Pokemon left, so technically the battle was only half over. Obviously, he would have probably just gotten swept by Magmortar. There wasn't really anything he could have done. honestly. But the fact that he forfeits at that point just it made me kind of disappointed. So I sent him I sent him a message, and I'm like, oh well, that's disappointing. And before I go further, I should say I'm not trying to get angry at this guy. There wasn't anything wrong with this guy, but the response he sent me back was it was kind of like meant as a lighthearted. He was like, "Oh, I don't care. I'm team building," and nothing against him. It's just it kind of reminded me about a mentality that I really don't like that kind of infests Showdown now, and that's the I don't care mentality where people don't really care about anybody else anymore. There's the people who, if you play on the DS, they're the people who disconnect without forfeiting. If you play on Showdown, they're the people who close their browser, so you have to wait the full, I don't remember how long, the full whatever time it is for them to come back. And it's a long time, and it's annoying for the player. And it's basically just because the opponent couldn't care less about you, about what you have to do, because I don't know, it's a very selfish mentality that I think a lot of Showdown, a lot of Pokemon players have in general, and I think it's just the problem that we have with Pokemon is it's the metagame. The metagame is very, I think it's pretty unhealthy just with the mentality that we have. Like if you think of like the Call of Duty, the people who play Call of Duty, and you think of those people, it's kind of stereotyped that those are the real assholes. Like the people, you got the 12-year-old quick scoping Call of Duty people, and those are the people who go around call everyone a faggot, right? But if you think of it, I think that not metagame, community is what I was thinking. I think like the Call of Duty community is actually very similar to the Pokemon community in the sense of um, how people act towards each other and how people think about each other. It's kind of sad. Nothing against this guy. It's just when he, just kind of what he said reminded me of it. I'm not saying that's what he is. I don't know. Do you guys notice that as well, or is that just me? It seems that the community is a really rotten community as a total. Like, there's a lot of nice people. A lot of nice people. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean to take away from all the nice people that start with good luck, have fun, and with good game, will talk and joke with you throughout the game. A lot of people like those. It's just I've noticed there is a lot of the other kind of people. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I thought I've noticed this quite a lot.